What are the common nouns? First, we will do the definition. A common noun denotes a class of objects or a concept as opposed to a particular individual. For example, a particular individual. Suppose there is an individual, its name is Ram. So Ram is a particular individual. But if we say man, Ram can be a man, Ram can be a name of a boy. So these two things are common noun. So that's why it is said it is a class of objects or a concept as opposed to a particular individual. Here we can all see this is a car. Car is also a common noun. Examples: a boy, girls, milk, honesty, etc. Honesty is a concept. Honesty is a concept. Now we'll move to the next slide. What are the types of common nouns? There are several types of common nouns in English grammar. First, we know countable and uncountable. What are the countable nouns? Countable nouns are those that we can count in numbers, and uncountable nouns are those that we cannot count in numbers. Now, collective nouns, a group of things that we can express in one word. A group of people we can express as a crowd. So that is called collective noun. What is concrete noun? Concrete noun that we can feel, we can touch, we can hear. That is the concrete noun. And what is abstract noun? Abstract noun is all about feelings and emotions that we cannot touch. We can only feel. We will move to each and every part of common nouns properly one by one. What is countable nouns? Countable nouns can be both singular and plural. Singular means, suppose there is a boy, and plural, there are boys. When there is a boy, we see a boy is playing. A boy is playing. And when there are boys are playing. So what you are saying? A boy is playing and boys are playing. So this is the singular and these are the plural, and are able to be shown with a number. You can write 5 boys are playing or 6 boys are playing. So we can show it with numbers also. The singular form can use the determiner a or n. Always remember, singular noun always have a or n, because a or n means 1. What are the examples? She has 3 dogs. How many dogs? 3 dogs. And if I say you to convert it into a singular noun, so this will be she has a dog. This is singular and this one is plural. Now, I own a house. A house, that means this is singular. And what will be its plural? Many houses. Many houses. Right? Then I would like 2 books. This is what? This is a plural. 2 books. Plural. And how will you make it singular? I would like a book or the book. A book is singular. Then how many friends do you have? Friends, how many? So this is also plural. Do you have a friend? A friend, singular. So how will we explain this? How many friends do you have? This is a plural sentence showing plural. Many friends. And if to change it into singular one, do you have a friend? Do you have a friend? See, a friend, a friend. So in this way we can change the plural into singular and singular into plural. Now uncountable noun that we cannot count in numbers. We cannot count these with numbers. These are the names for abstract ideas or qualities of physical objects that are too small or too amorphous to be counted. For example, liquids, powders, gases, etc. This we cannot count in numbers. So these are the names for abstract ideas or qualities. What are the abstract ideas or qualities? That we can only feel, we cannot touch, not concrete. And what are the things that are too small? That's a sugar grains, rice grain. So this we cannot count. Stars, we cannot count. So in this way, these come under uncountable nouns. Uncountable nouns are used with a singular verb. Always remember, there must be a singular verb. They usually do not have a plural form. Examples: measure 1 cup of water. See, water is an object, but we'll have to write 1 cup of water. Whatever portion of water can be adjusted in 1 cup, that only I need. That only you need to measure. So 1 cup of water, it can be 2 cups of water, whatever. Now 300 gram of flour and 1 teaspoon of salt. So in this way we see that they are used with a singular verb. 1 teaspoon of salt is required. How much rice do you want? See, here we are writing much. We haven't written many. In the countable nouns, what did we write? How many friends do you have? But here we are writing how much rice do you want. It can be 1 kg, 2 kg, 25 kgs, whatever. See, now the third part, collective noun. This is also types of common noun. Collective nouns are names for a collection or a number of people or things. Collection or a number of people or things. Words like group, herd, array are collective noun. For example, see, there are 3 keys, but they are together. So we are writing a bunch of keys. So collective nouns are names for a collection or a number of people or things. See, these are the definition. You need to learn the definition because during exam you need to find the collective nouns, common nouns, countable and uncountable nouns. So until and unless you practice all these things by revising all the slides that I am teaching you, you won't be able to recognize the thing. So it's very important to go through all these sessions very attentively and very carefully. Common collective animals nouns include brood, colony, clutch, drop, flight, flock, gaggle, see, herd. So if you find 4 or 5 crows together, you can say I have seen a murder of crows. See, murder of crows for a group of crows. And this is a class of students. How many students? They may be 50 or 60, whatever. In the pictures you can see they may be 24, 25, but we are seeing a class of students. So this is a collective noun, and all these things, these words we use for a colony of ants. We say like this. Next is your abstract noun. What is abstract nouns? As I have told just at the starting, abstract nouns refer to ideas and concepts. We can feel it, we cannot touch it, we cannot use our five senses, right? We cannot see it, we cannot touch it, we cannot hear it, we can only feel it. These are ideas and concepts. Our five physical senses cannot detect such nouns. Because if I am happy, my happiness cannot be felt by the other person in the same way as I am feeling. So these are different. Abstract nouns cannot be measured. Love, fear, anger, joy, excitement, etc. These are all abstract nouns. See here, there is a group of things that I am just showing it with pictures. This is love, this is happiness. See the happy faces. Favorite, what is your favorite thing? Cake is my favorite thing. Health, then friendship, excitement, talent, anger, childhood, calm, wealth. All these are abstract things. There are so many abstract things, but these are some of them. So you should have an idea of what these nouns are. Next, opposite to abstract nouns are concrete nouns. What are the concrete nouns? Concrete nouns are things that you can experience through your five senses: sight, smell, hearing, taste and touch. So, if we see something that we can touch it, we can see it, we can smell it, so that comes under the concrete nouns. Here is an example of concrete nouns. Baby. We can see the baby, we can hear its sound. The tree. Flowers. See, bottle filled with water. Bottle. Computer. Elephant or any of the animals. These are all concrete nouns. These are few of the examples. There are many and you will have to find it. Next comes in this slide. What is the title of the slide? Common and proper noun. We have completed our common noun. What is the common noun? You now know. And what are the types of common noun? That I have explained it one by one. Uncountable noun, countable noun, collective noun, abstract noun, concrete noun. Now it comes to proper noun. What is proper noun? A proper noun is a name of some particular person or place. See, in that common noun, it was written, it's not a particular individual. But here in the proper noun, it is written particular person or place. Right? And what is now? Nouns are the naming things. So in the proper noun, the particular person or thing is proper noun. For example, Mumbai. Mumbai is a metropolitan city. So Mumbai is a proper noun. But city is a common noun. City, a common noun. Common noun. And Mumbai is a proper noun. Now you must have a clear idea of this. We'll move to another slide. Such nouns are always written with a capital letter because these are the names. You cannot write Mumbai with small letter. You will have to write with capital M. Your name. You are a person. You have an individuality. You have you are a person known to everyone by your name. So your name should be written with capital letter. First letter must be capital. And then at the beginning, and such nouns are sometimes used as common nouns also. Sometimes such nouns are used as a common nouns also. That I will show you with the example. Here you learn. Every time, whenever you write a proper noun, don't write with or start with small letter. You should write it with the capital letter. Now such nouns are sometimes used as common nouns. How it can be? See here there are some proper nouns also. Hong Kong, Egypt, the Statue of Liberty, the Great Wall of China. So all these are proper nouns. You can see all these have their distinct characteristics, and we know it. Whenever we think of Egypt, we think of pyramids, we think of sand, and see here Egypt itself is a proper noun. Hong Kong and the Great Wall of China, all the particular names comes under proper noun, and the Statue of Liberty also. So what did we learn? We learned proper noun and common noun. These are the two things that you will have to be very carefully find in your chapters. Whenever you read any piece of article, any story, you will find both the nouns. You will have to know which are the common nouns, and if you can find common nouns, then you find the subdivisions of common nouns or the types of common nouns. You can easily now find which are the countable nouns, which are the uncountable nouns, which are the abstract nouns, which are the concrete nouns, and which are the collective nouns. So today we will stop, and this is over. In the next class we will tell you some more nouns. Till then, goodbye. Have a good revision. Thank you.